Cranes. What are the physical features of cranes? 1. Cranes are long necked birds known for their beauty and graceful movements. They can be found on all continents except South America and Antarctica. Most species are gray with patches of white and black. Some species have red or gold on their heads. Because cranes' necks are so long, their calls are some of the deepest and loudest in the world. The deep whoop sound can be made by one North American species, earned the name whooping crane. There are 15 different species of cranes, which includes the notable sarus and sandhill cranes. The sarus crane is the world's tallest flying bird at almost 6 feet tall. What are the migration routes of cranes? Sandhill cranes are most known for their migration routes between Texas and western Canada. More than 500,000 of the sandhill cranes stop to rest and refuel in Nebraska for about a month each March. All cranes need a great deal of energy to power their flight. Wetlands, grasslands, and lake shores provide these large migrating birds with food sources. Cranes have an omnivorous diet. In the wetlands, grasslands, and lakeshore, they find roots, stems, and seeds, as well as fish, insects, snails, small reptiles, and rodents to eat. What are the threats to cranes? Although laws in many countries protect cranes, the bird's survival is at risk because of environmental threats. Development of land for construction can reduce their habitats. Farmers add to the loss of habitats as well when they drain water from a field in order to use the land to grow crops. The chemicals some farmers use to kill insects on plants can also harm cranes. More work needs to be done to educate people on how to protect these magnificent birds. How do scientists research on cranes? Studying cranes presents challenging Studying cranes presents special challenges. Most cranes migrate great distances, need a variety of food, and build their nests in areas that are difficult to find. This means scientists who study cranes must be good detectives just to find the birds. Research scientists have been caught in storms, lived in swamps, and searched mountain lakes from small airplanes while trying to learn about cranes. Sometimes they search for years before finally finding a nest or mapping a migration route. How are people protecting cranes? Scientists around the world have begun working together to save the cranes. One crane protection group is the International Crane Foundation. This group, which is based in Wisconsin, started as a crane breeding program to bring back populations of severely threatened species. Now, the foundation's workers travel around the world to work with local conservation groups to help protect the crane migration path. These paths typically cross many countries. The image below shows what a migration path looks like in the North American region. Citizens from across the globe are helping to save and protect cranes as well. In 1995, the Ministry of Natural Resources in Uganda launched a national policy to conserve and manage wetland resources in the country. It serves to protect cranes and other wild animals. Street signs in Uganda remind citizens to protect their national bird, the gray crowned crane. Villages there have learned farming methods that avoid draining lakes where cranes nest. They have limited use of harmful chemicals as well. China has also protected significant crane habitats, including a refuge of Polyang Lake. Because of these efforts, China has more Siberian cranes now than it had 30 years ago. Scientists visit each other's reserves and share data and ideas for the preservation of cranes. Humans have learned that many countries need to work together to protect cranes.